Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'd like to walk you through the process of preparing MT5 for backtesting. For anyone needing more data than 1 year to essentially backtest, whether it's automatically using an expert advisor or manually using an expert advisor that supports manual backtesting, this is the approach you use to get the data you need on MT5, which would then allow you to backtest. So for starters, you just need MT5. So at the moment, I'm currently using macOS, but the process would be fairly similar on Windows. At the moment, I'm using Wine to essentially virtualize MT5 on macOS, but don't get hung up on that. Let's just jump in and essentially walk you through how you actually get the data into MT5. So before you even start trying to prepare MT5, you actually need to get the data that you'll be importing into MT5. So in this case, it might either be tick data or bar data. At the moment, since I only have a source for bar data, I'll be showing you that process, and you can get the data for free online from this website. For Backtester, I'll be including a link to this site in the description down below, so be sure to check that out. So you can get several symbols. So all you need to do is to just select the symbol that you want. If you'd like all of them, you can download them, but in this case I'll just be demonstrating with Euro US dollar. And as you can see, they have the data from January 2001 to October the 30th 2024. At the moment, today is on December the 3rd, so you can kind of see, you can kind of notice that they tend to update the data pretty frequently. All you need to do is to just click on this and it should prompt you to download the data. But since I've already downloaded the file and saved it, this is my file, I'll just be proceeding from this step. So once you've downloaded the data, you need to extract the data, and inside you'll find a text document, the txt at the end. You can either import it as it is, it will work, or you can do as I tend to do and rename the txt to csv. Essentially, if you open it, it's just the same data that you had using txt. That's our data. So all we need to do now is to actually import it in MT5. I will go to my MT5, and now here is where you need to actually follow the steps as I do them, or rather as I perform them, since it might affect whether you actually end up getting the results that you want or not. In as far as getting an actual symbol that you can backtest, this is how you do it. You go to the market watch. If the market watch is currently not open, you go to view, then click on market watch, or use the shortcut control plus the M key, and once you're there, you just right click and click on symbols. Once you've opened the symbols, you need to find the symbol that you will be using. In this case, I know it's Euro USD, so I'll just search for it, and then you click on it. Once you've clicked on the symbol, you need to click on create custom symbol. Of course, for those who have used MT5 in the past, you might know that you can also go to the ticks or bar data and try to request the data. But then in certain cases or for certain brokers, you might not get data that's older than 1 year. So in this case, since you want a lot of data that you will then be able to backtest, years worth of data, this is essentially the process that you go through. So you just select Euro US dollar, and then you click on, or rather the symbol that you downloaded, and then you click on create custom symbol. Once you get on this screen, the only thing you will need to edit here, since all the data is essentially pre-filled with the symbol that you had selected, all you need to change is the name. And when changing the name, you don't change it at the beginning, since it will mess up with how MT5 detects the symbol. What I tend to do is to add an underscore at the end and maybe add any string of text that you want. Maybe in this case it will be my. or maybe you can just say custom. In this case, this essentially differentiates it from the normal US dollar, euro US dollar, essentially making sure that MT5 can still divide, or rather divide the base currency and the quote currency from just the symbol name. And you can also differentiate it and always know that this data, or rather this symbol, will have the data that you need when you need it. Once you've done that, all you need to do, you can actually check the other settings if you prefer, but since I know that I'm basically creating a copy of euro US dollar, I can just click on OK. Once I'm done with that, you will see that the custom symbol section will have opened up, and it now has euro US dollar custom, and I previously actually had USD card or my. So essentially in this case, euro US dollar, once I've selected it, you now go to bars. As you can see, it's selected here, and another way you can do it is also to just select it from here. Once I've done that, I need to import bars. So I click on import bars, I browse, and I essentially go to where I saved the data. As you can see, I know my file is here, and there it is. So once you see that the data is being rendered correctly, or rather you can see that it's being delineated as you expected, so date, open, high, low, and such, you can click OK. In certain cases, you might need to skip a column or a row, so you just need to check your CSV file before you actually try to import it. And once you do, you determine whether you're skipping the head. So as you can see here, I'm skipping one column and not skipping any of the rows. So essentially this helps MT5 process the data as you expect. Once I'm done with that, I just click OK, and as you can see, it's in the process of importing all the data, and it should be done fairly quickly. In some cases, and this is just from my experience, in some cases when you're trying to import the data and you see that it's importing pretty slowly, bearing in mind the amount of data that you're importing, in most cases I noticed that there might be an issue with how it's processing the data, and when you try to backtest, you will keep hitting errors such as not enough data, or MT5, the strategy tester, just stops working at a certain point after going through like 5 or 10 candles. So in those cases, all I'd recommend you to do is to just try to import the file, import the file again, since you've just essentially saved the file in your computer, or rather on your computer. So once you're done with that, just click OK, and at this moment we are sure that the data is there. Just to verify, I can quickly launch a session of the strategy tester. So I'll just click on strategy tester. In this case, I'll do visual mode so that you can also see, and I'll be using my manual backtester to essentially showcase whether this works. So just select the EA, select the symbol. In this case, I'm just using the euro US dollar custom. I'll select 15 minutes from 201, that's okay. And since my data is actually starting from 2001, and then I'll enable visual mode and just click on start. So I haven't changed any settings on the expert advisor. I'm just using it to show that the data import actually worked. As you can see, let me pause this a bit. As you can see, 2001, the 5th of January. So as you can see, our data was imported accurately, and now I can go on to back test. If you're actually interested in this expert advisor, it allows me to essentially backtest manually, and I have a video on my channel specifically related to this, so I'll be adding a link to this in the description so that you can get to know what this expert advisor is all about, and whether you can find it, and where you can find it, and how you can get it, so that you can start using it and manually backtest your strategies. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Wish you the best of luck.